everybody? Jay Berserker Racing here. As the title states, I went ahead and got me a Brian Tooley Racing LS3 shaft rocker conversion kit. I do plan on spinning this motor a little harder, a little higher, so I thought it'd be in my best interest to go ahead and invest in that safety net now. I actually ordered it a few weeks ago. They've been on back order, and I went ahead and got the ARP studs with it as well. So there's nothing wrong with the engine, there's nothing going on. I was actually hoping to have these prior to me going out this past weekend, but they just, weren't ready yet. But they're here now, and what I'm going to do now is show you what they look like. I haven't seen them yet. I haven't opened anything. Well, I opened the studs up because the studs actually showed up a couple weeks ago. Shortly after I ordered everything, the studs showed up, but the actual shaft rocker kit showed up today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and then turn the camera to the shaft rocker kit, unbox it, and see what we're working with. So this is the kit. It has new rails, the actual shafts that the 2 rockers per shaft will be on. Comes with some bushings, some spacer, some bolts, some instructions. It's actually packaged very nicely. So I may go ahead and start taking the car apart and at least get one set of rockers undone, and because I know I got to press out the trunnion that's in there right now, and I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I've done regular trunnions a bunch of times, so I'm assuming it's similar to the same thing. So all right, well, I'll be back. All right, I went ahead and I got one side valve cover off, driver's side that is, and I'm gonna go ahead and start taking these rockers off. And while I have all the rockers off, I'm gonna go ahead and double check all my torque on my head studs as well, since this motor has a few heat cycles on it now, and it's just even more security. So I'll come back when I have some more completed. As you can see, I was able to get most of the rockers off. Now I'm just going to put these last 2 on the base circle of the cam and then remove those. Alright, as you can see, the rest of the rockers are off. I have removed the rail. What I'm going to do now is double check the torque on all my head studs, and then start breaking down the rest of these rockers step by step for you. This is the tool I'll be using to take apart the rockers. I've already done one. You can see, right? So I'll get a video of me actually taking one apart. Let me open it up real quick so you can see what it looks like. Basically, it fits in here. There's this piece over here that you use to press in and press out. And like I said, I'll take a video of me actually using it on one. Right now I just wanted to make sure that everything's going to go smooth. Alright, so now that all the rockers are off on the one side, you're going to take your snap ring pliers. Alright, you're going to take one of your rockers that you took off. And you see those snap rings on there? Those got to come off. So take those off, just put your snap ring pliers in there. Alright, bam bam. I'm not going to bore you with taking them all off because it is rather simple. Do not discard these though, because you may want to use them for another build in the future, because you will not be using these again on these on the shaft rocker conversion kit. Alright, so save them. This one wants to be a pain in the ass. There we go. Just set them to the side. Like I said, do not discard them. So off, off, and I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. Be right back. Alright, so all those retaining clips are off. It's time to go ahead and start pressing these out. I'm going to take some step-by-step pictures, and we'll just keep on trucking along. Alright, so as you can see, I have one rocker arm without the clips on it sitting inside of that tool. The base of that tool is magnetic. The other piece here, right, simply going to go over like that, and you're going to close your vise up on it, and you're going to press out that bearing and that trunnion, and then you'll flip it around and do the other side, and but we'll cover that in just a minute. Alright, so I got both bearings out. Both came out with the trunnion, but normally what you would do is one side would press out, you'd pull the trunnion out in the one bearing, and then you would flip the rocker around to whatever side the bearing is still in, and then take the other end of that tool like I was showing you, this, and this fits inside the bearing, and then you would just push the other side out, and then the end result is this. So what I'm going to do now is reassemble this one with the new stuff, with the parts from the new kit, and yeah, so I'll be right back. Alright, right here I have one new bearing on one side of the rocker. I'm using some rags or napkins to protect it from the vise, and I'm just going to tighten this easily until that is sitting flush, and you'll feel it stop. And then once that's done, I'm going to take it out, put another one in on the other side, and do it one more time, and then I'll show you the end result of that rocker with the new bearings in it. Alright, both sides are in. You see them little plastic caps in there? Those caps are holding the needle bearings in there. Notice how there's no galling or markings from the vise on the rocker itself. That's because of those rags I put there. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to carefully remove those caps. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do another rocker. The opposite one. This is the intake one. You can tell because it's offset. If you're not sure what I mean by that, you have LS3 heads. Oh boy. So this is an offset intake rocker. Right? This is your standard exhaust rocker. See how it's not offset to one side? Right. So now I'm going to do this one because I need one intake, one exhaust, right? So I'm going to knock this one out, and then we'll start putting another one of the shafts together. Alright, so once you've gotten to the point to where you have another set of rockers that are ready, you're going to need one shaft, you're going to need 4 washers / spacers, your 3 bolts, and then of course your 2 rockers. Remember, be very careful when taking those plastic caps out of there because it is needle bearings. Alright, so the next clip you see should be it going together piece by piece. Oh yeah, and a little side note, the instructions say to use oil to help with the washers on the shafts. I like this Ultra Slick because once everything's on there, it moves around real easy, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. This kind of holds it in place for the time being while you're putting it together. So just an FYI. Alright, well that's going to do it for this video. As you can see from this final picture, that is one complete set of the shaft rocker conversion. All I have left to do is put the studs in and put it on, and then do the other side. Remember to take your time. If it's binding, back it off and find out why. Use some lube, and when all else fails, if this video is not helpful at all, you can always just use the instructions that come with it. It was rather easy to do, pretty straightforward, and it will be a good safety net, especially with me wanting to lean on this car even more. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time.
The echoes of eternity.